Is it time to cut your losses and say goodbye to Hedera and move your money elsewhere, or should you sit still because a rally is coming? I'm going to answer that question. All right, the markets are bleeding. Bitcoin is down. Time of recording, Hedera is down. In this video, I'm going to answer the question, is Hedera one of the projects you should cut your losses and move on to the next one? There are a few that are running, smaller altcoins in the base ecosystem. Zcash has been absolutely crushing it as everything else bleeds to death. Dash is another good one. Is Starknet a better play than Hedera? Again, I will answer that question in today's video. I do want to share one piece of news and then we'll get into a chart as well. Let's start with one piece of news. HGraph acquires, okay, I hope I'm not saying this wrong, Etaswap. Is it Etaswap, ETA Swap, or Etaswap? Let me know in the comments section, please. Thank you. They acquire that company and launch the, damn it, that word again, the Eta Finance, unifying cross-chain DeFi infrastructure. Guys, I think going into the future, and when I say future, I think it's the next like 1 to 2 years. If you don't have cross-chain capabilities or products that have cross-chain capabilities in your ecosystem, you have no chance, in my personal opinion. And so I'm happy to see this with HGraph and incorporating it with HBAR alongside, let me go ahead and read this. Alongside the acquisition, HGraph is introducing Eta Finance, a unified platform brand that brings together Eta Bridge and Etaswap into a cohesive ecosystem for stablecoin liquidity and cross-chain connectivity. You guys know, I've been saying stablecoins are going to be big. The bill passed already. Banks are getting into crypto. They're going to start hoarding stablecoins. They're going to start holding stablecoins for their clients. Guess what banks do, guys? Well, guess what banks don't do? They don't just take your deposits and let them sit in a vault somewhere. They throw it in the market. They make money with your money, give you a sliver of the pie, and then they keep the rest. What do you think they're going to do with stable coins? Well, where are they going to get that money from? That's what you got to ask yourself, right? So with that being said, this is very important. Can this help Hedera? We know their connections with institutions via their governing council, Mance Harmony. So I think Hedera's in a good spot, which might lead you to kind of figure out where I'm going with the question I posed at the very beginning of this video, whether you should sell your HBAR for something else. One more thing I have highlighted here. Eta Bridge currently supports multiple blockchain networks, including Ethereum, Base, Polygon, Avalanche, and of course Hedera, enabling the movement of USDC and other supported stablecoins across the ecosystems. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and answer it. No, you shouldn't sell your Hedera for something else. I know Hedera's down. If you sold it at 20 cents, should you buy back now? I'm not ready to answer that question. We'll get into the chart here in a second. But I think it would be very stupid for you to give up on HBAR now. Now, Cardano, yeah, sell it for a loss and move it into something else. Avalanche, sell it for a loss and move it into something else. I can go on and on and on. Hedera is not on that sell it and move it to something else list. And so if you're watching and you're a Hedera holder, I know there's pain. I know you're checking your holdings, your wallet, your portfolio. You're crying. You call your mom and say, help me. I need money. I don't want to go back to McDonald's. There might be a little more pain to come, but I'm telling you guys, I personally believe, and I believe it with my own money, that Hedera is going to bounce back. It's going to make a new all-time high, whether that's this year, next year, 2027, I don't know. But it will make a new all-time high as long as the trajectory continues and stays on point.
Oh, man, this always happens. An 11 against a 4. Okay, you know what? All right, let's go. Come on. Stop what you're doing. 11 against a 4. Hit or stay?
Hit.
Antoine, stop what you're doing. 11 against a 4. Do I double or do I hit? Hit. Gina, stop what you're doing. You're the final vote. 11 against a 4. Do I hit or do I double?
Hit.
All right, we're going to hit it. Make sure you download the stake app.
Let's go to an HBAR chart. HBAR is close to a bottom, at least when you look at this beautiful falling channel I've drawn. By the way, I'm taking gig work for artistry. If you need any illustrations for anything, please let me know. Look how perfectly symmetrical this channel is. You're very welcome. Thank you. So every time Hedera's price comes and taps the bottom end of this range, 20%, there was a big boy right here, 35%, And what's this one going to be? If we go bottom end of the range to the top end of the range, my friends, that's a 45% move. I know that seems very unlikely with current market conditions. And I will say it probably will be unlikely with current market conditions. But what I think won't be unlikely, and let me go ahead and change the color of this to, let's go blue. No, let's go red or whatever color that is, magenta or salmon. Although the top end of the range might be a little out of the question now because of current market sentiment, but bottom end of the range to this little beautiful horizontal line I drew again, that's still a 28% move. Hedera should catch some resistance there. It's a large volume node. It's also kind of marked local bottoms once, twice, 3 times on the daily time frame. And you can see on the way down, we kind of fell short of completely retesting this trend line here. And we spilled. So on the way up, if there's any sort of momentum, if Bitcoin can have a somewhat of a relief rally from current price of, let's say, 87, 86,000 up to like 95, 96, I think Hedera can definitely get you in the short term a 25 to 30% move. And I'm telling you, if you are looking to buy and hold, I would mark out this area of the chart, whether that's today or tomorrow, at around 12, we'll call it 12 and a half cents. Okay. When we go to the high time frames and we mark out, well, what's the biggest levels for Hedera? Let's start on the quarterly here. Let me get rid of this. Let me get rid of market cipher. Let's clean up the chart so we can see as clear as possible. And in fact, I will go ahead and remove the rest of these drawings. We'll do a fresh chart. Now, the big one, which I don't think, my friends, it's going to get down there. Even on the October 10th massacre, we didn't get down here, but this is a massive volume node. And you can see what price has done in this area. And I'm talking about, of course, right here. You see it already highlighted. We consolidated here on a quarterly basis, and then price, exploded around 700%. More specifically, around this time last year, so Q4 of last year, HBAR had a 370% quarterly candle. So that is the very first level that I'll be marking out for HBAR. Another level that I'd like to mark out for HBAR, if we can find it, is going to be right there around 9.829 cents. This was your quarter one high of January 2023 before we consolidated around, again, that high volume node at around 5 cents. So if price does come down here, and I'll drop a flag so you can see a little more clear, 9.862 cents, I would be keen on adding to my spot position there as well. Now, what I also like to do while I'm on this chart here is draw my Fibonacci retracement from this big move up to the wick high. Let's see where potentially price could settle in and see if there's any correlate. Oh, damn it, I killed the wrong one. See if we can see any sort of confluence there. Excuse me, with either our 786, which we do not have. 786 is not too far away, by the way, 12.4 cents, which is kind of more in line with that channel we had drawn out on the daily time frame, tapping the bottom end of that. We've already blown through our gold pocket here of this move. You know what? In fact, let's go ahead and take this move from down there. Yeah, gold pocket got completely blown through. Your 786 level is 11.3 cents. Let's keep those levels and go down to the daily time frame, guys. You can see exactly what HBAR did at its gold pocket. It tried its hardest. It's like the little engine that could, and then it couldn't, right? It couldn't. It just completely fell through. And again, in reference to fibs, the 786 level, 11.3 cents, is where you're going to want to look at for a potential another leg down. So I gave you levels. I answered your question. What more do you want from me? Well, what I want from you is please subscribe to the channel. We're almost at 100,000 subscribers. Help us get there. We're going to do a big giveaway when we go to 100,000 subscribers, and you could be in the running to win it. So thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.